rubber's meeting the road, sir. You know, I mean, we're 17 days out from the draft now.
Yep.
I mean, top 50 visits are going to end very shortly. And, I mean, man, we're in Masters Week. This is it. Like, this is time here. So, your best guess, do you think we're going to see 4 quarterbacks top of the draft? Albert, what do you think?
I think 4. You mean 1, 2, 3, 4?
Yes, sir. In the row. We start with 4 quarterbacks in a row.
Okay. I think if New England takes Drake May at 3, then yes. I think either Minnesota or New England takes Drake May at 3. That would be my guess right now. I know that sounds a little weird, but I think Minnesota would move up with New England. And if New England has Drake May and J.J. McCarthy equal, or has, say, J.J. a little over or even way over Drake, well, then I think New England would look at the board and say, could we trade down and then trade back up? Sort of like what Arizona did last year, right? Like where, Monty Ossenfort, first year GM there, would have taken Paris Johnson 3rd overall, moves down to 11 in that trade with Houston. So Houston can go up and get Will Anderson. And then they wind up turning back around and trading back up to 6 and get the guy they would have taken at 3 in Paris Johnson, along with all the extra draft capital that came with that. I could see New England doing something like that, or maybe somebody else comes up to get J.J. McCarthy at 4. So I think the scenario where it's 1, 2, 3, 4 might be New England takes Drake May, sits at 3, takes Drake May at 3, and then somebody comes up with Arizona, maybe Minnesota, to get McCarthy at 4. If again McCarthy goes, if Minnesota comes up to get May at 3, then maybe the same urgency to get up doesn't exist because Minnesota is now off the board as a trade partner. And maybe New England, pits 4, 5, and 6 against each other to go up and get McCarthy. I know that's complicated.
No,
there's a lot to untangle there, but I think that there's that sort of game of poker that could happen on draft weekend.
So how do we not get 4 in a row to start then? New England does what? Like they go Marvin Harrison instead of a quarterback, or because they think they can get Nix or Penix another spot? I mean,
right. So I think that there's there maybe is this, this, there's all these connections out there, right? Like, so a lot of people have connected, and we talked about this a couple weeks ago, Jaden Daniels to the Raiders because of Antonio Pierce. Yes. Well, there's the same sort of connections with Minnesota and Drake May. Josh McCown coached Drake May in high school. Josh McCown's son played with Drake May at high school there in Charlotte. So, and there's a really good rapport between May and the Viking staff. Now, I can't say whether or not that means they're going to go over the top and offer both first-round picks this year and a first-round pick next year to go up and get Drake May. But, if that were to happen, then I think maybe that lessens the urgency again because Minnesota is not part of the equation anymore to move up and get J.J. McCarthy. And so,
but the Giants are sitting there at 6, though. You know what I mean?
Maybe the Giants sit and take them at 6. Maybe instead of going up to 4, the Patriots say we're going up to 5. Maybe the Patriots offered to get up to 4 because they don't have the 2 current two current year first round picks. Maybe their offer to go up to 4 isn't what Arizona would want. Maybe Arizona sits and takes Marvin Harrison or somebody else there.
And then you got you also have the Broncos too.
Broncos,
man.
I mean, and I think the Broncos, I think this, I think J.J. McCarthy stylistically fits Sean Payton.
Right. Yes.
So. I do
but
think
he's not gonna be there at 12, sir. I don't think.
No, I know, and that's what I'm saying is we're all prisoners to our history, right? Well, part of it with Sean Payton is, and I can tell you this, the sting of 2017 still sits with Sean Payton and what he went through in 2017 when he genuinely loved Patrick Mahomes when not a lot of other people did, and they were sitting there at 11. And Andy Reid, his old buddy, jumps him and trades up from 27 to 10 and steals Patrick Mahomes. That kind of thing sits in a guy's head, And so Sean Payton, and I can't say one way or another whether or not he loves anybody even close to as much as he loved Mahomes in 2017. But if he does, I think the sting of having gone through that would prompt him to want to really get aggressive and move up. So yeah, I mean, I think there are all kinds of interesting kind of machinations at play here. And I mean, I can tell you, you have the teams in the top 3 and then no less than 4 teams in the top 13 have really looked at the idea of going up and going up for a quarterback. The Giants at 6, the Vikings at 11, the Broncos at 12, and then the Raiders at 13. So there certainly could be competition to move up, no question.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.